Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it's Tuesday, which means I've got another new deck for you guys. Of course, speed duel related, but before we get to that, I do want to thank you guys for putting up with me and my D&D obsession and just basically taking a week off of regular videos to show you guys pre-taped openings. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Yes, we are going to be doing some more of the Yugi D&D. Because it is still something that a lot of people did enjoy. But we're back. We've got some more decks. So we got to get back into the cards. So let's talk about today's deck. Today's deck is going to be the Ancient Ruler Rises. This is the skill from the Shadow Rider Abydos III. And again, this took so long because it's basically like 7 cards. You got like this skill, 3 monsters, 3 spell traps, and it was like, go. And since it wasn't exactly a structure from the box, it was a lot harder to do and try to get it right. And after a lot of playtesting, this is what we came up with. So we're going to use the skill because you need to. And the way that this one works is you apply the following effects. Once per turn, you can send 1 level 2 zombie from the deck to the discard. Place 1 of your first, second, or third card of Sarcophagus from the deck or graveyard or banished face up into the spell trap zone, and this will be counted as it being placed by the effect of the first sarcophagus. This way that they are all played properly. And again, this is going to be our summoning condition for our Spirit of the Pharaoh. Now, the secondary skill, each Spirit of the Pharaoh that we control gains attack value equal to the number of copies of Pharaoh's Servant and Pharaonic Protectors on our field and in our graveyard times 900. Okay, so it's gonna kind of make Spirit of the Pharaoh like this, like basically one-shot monster, and it'll lose the power bonus if they get banished. And again, that is sort of kind of like a really relevant thing these days. So to do the deck in the way that I think it should be talked about, we need to be playing 1 copy Spirit of the Pharaoh. And just the 1, because again, this is like, we're either going to do this or we're not going to do this. He is 6-star, he is 2,500, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be played by the effect of first sarcophagus. When this card is special summoned, you can target up to 4 level 2 or lower zombie normals in the graveyard, special summon those targets. So again, still kind of extremely weakened. However, even having 1 of those zombies left over will bring him up to 3,400. And 2 of them, which should be the 2 that are flanking him, 18 plus that, 4,300. And then again, we're going to be playing up to 3 copies, so the bonus would be 27 to bring him up to 5,200. The one we've chosen to play is the Pharaoh's Servant. It is the generic. They are actually the same. It's just the Pharaonic Protectors or Guardians are Earth attribute instead of Dark. Otherwise, they're both 2-star zombie, no effect text, 900 attack value. So again, I just chose this one because I think he looks cooler. Next up, I do a little basic wall protection here. So I'm going to run 2 copies of Apprentice Magician. And you guys don't need to worry about the spell counter portion of this. Just know that when this is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, we get to special summon a level 2 or lower spellcaster from our deck in face-down defense. So again, we can go Apprentice to our next card to go ahead and do some blocking for us. And the next card will be 2 copies of the Old Vindictive Magician. Again, basic Man-Eater Bug here, flip, destroy a monster that the opponent controls. So again, fantastic lineup. And again, to offer a little more protection for our Pharaoh friend, we're going to run 1 copy of Jinzo, because this is tier 2 and we haven't had a new ban list since April, but I assume we're going to be getting that here very soon, considering, oh man, I should have said welcome to August, but now that it's August, at the end of the month, we will be getting the new set, the new Streets of Battle City. So again, I do expect a new ban list to sort of shake up what's going on right now. So maybe Jinzo will stay at 1, maybe he'll drop to the 2s, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is going to be our monster lineup. It's fairly good. It did most everything I needed to do. Going into our spells, I still run my double Book of Moon. Again, I like this selective, the selective set 1 face down. It still shuts off so much. And again, if my opponent's also playing Jinzo, Jinzo is not that hard to get rid of as long as we can use our traps. So just go ahead and put him down. Next up, our other 3 of will be the Cosmic Cyclone. And then going with along the lines of the Cosmic Cyclone, I'm also using a Night Beam. And again, this is just my classic pairing. You use one that's a normal spell, use one that's a quick play. This one can target anything to banish. This one targets a face down to destroy. It cannot respond itself to the activation. Now, that's all fine and well. Let's feature back up to the small monsters, okay? So 900, 400, 450. Not that hard to beat, right? So I needed something that kind of gave us the edge of being able to sort of turn the tables on our opponents. And I think one of the best moves here is actually using Creature Swap in this deck. It's very, very fun because you can flip up like the Apprentice Magician. You can go ahead, Creature Swap the Apprentice Magician for your opponent's card. You can then attack that Apprentice Magician, set an old Vindictive or set another Apprentice Magician for yourself. You could do all that. You could flip an old Vindictive Magician. I'm going to destroy your big monster. Now I'm going to Creature Swap and I'm going to go ahead. And since you only had 2 monsters, I get to choose basically which monster I want. So I'll destroy one of them. Then I'll go ahead and trade you my old Vindictive for the other one. And then I'll continue with my turn however I see fit. But again, I try to stay away from running too many traps here because I know that my back row needs to be used for the Sarcophagus cards. So again, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's all good. But I do believe Creature Swap gives us some of the best advantages. Even with our Pharaoh's Servant monster cards, the Ancient Ruler Rises skill card over here is still going to give us the power up as long as we put that monster back in our own discard pile. So we'll lose the 900 when it moves to the opponent's side of the field. But then as soon as we get the KO on the card, we will go ahead and gain back the 900. And again, all that is the way that they pull that number. That's the stat from the 2 minor zombies. That's legit all it is. Moving on, I do run 1 hammer shot because again, you don't know what's gonna happen, so it's just good to be prepared. And then obviously you're gonna need some Sarcophagus cards. So let's jump out of order and let's do the trap one first. So once per turn during the opponent's end phase, place 1 second, or after you've done that, 1/3 Sarcophagus from hand and or deck in a spell trap zone face up. Then if you control all 3, send all 3 of them to the graveyard to special summon a Spirit of the Pharaoh from the hand or the deck, which is why we only need to have 1 of those. If any of these cards, including this, leave the field, send all of them to the graveyard, including this card. Now, it's most appropriate to play Jinzo after you've already done this, but then again, we're only going to run 1 other trap than this, so that's going to be fine. And then the second and third Sarcophagus only say can be placed by the effect of first, can only be placed by the effect of first. So again, you get your 3 sarcophagi, and then you just bop these from the field to go into your Spirit. And again, the Spirit can come from hand or deck. So again, minimizing our ability to draw him allows us to maximize what we carry in our build. So again, this would be 19 cards as of right now. So my last card, I just went with a quick Dust Tornado. Because again, back row is something I found that was hurting me during playtest. And it did its job. So this is my main deck. So just real quick, go ahead. If you're on, mobile, if you're on a tablet or something, you can go ahead and screenshot this. If you're not, or maybe you just have your notes handy, go ahead, pause the video real quick, make your notes, and I'll be back with the rest in just 1 moment. All right, back with the side and extra deck. So, of course, like usual, I'm using a very tech sideboard. I'm going to be using my 2 Lost Winds because, again, special summoning monsters against this deck is actually kind of very effective. It gets overpowered easily. So games 2 and 3, I like to go ahead, steal effects, and have the stats of those monsters. And again, there's still a lot of Cyber Dragon running around. And Cyber Dragon in half is, I want to say, was 1050. So again, just dealing with monsters where you could put them down to that lower rank is definitely going to help you out, especially once you develop into any one of your boss cards. Again, you can't play this while Jinzo is active, but it is what it is. Same thing with Mind Crush. A lot of decks are very predictable right now. Again, since I feel like we're at the end of a meta cycle that we're going to get a new ban list soon, this might start changing. I might drop this to 1 moving forward. But for right now, with everything as predictable as it is, I'm gonna have to go with the Mind Crush. And then again, there's gonna be some hatred for your back row, especially things that get set down, especially after they see that you're a skill user as Albita. The thing that's gonna happen here is obviously my Waking the Dragon. So I wanted to do this before I did the extra deck to go ahead and answer the question that I do continually get, because everybody overlooks Waking the Dragon. The way that this card works is when this set card in its owner's control leaves the field, because it is either destroyed and placed in the graveyard or banished and is now banished from the game, I can then special summon a monster card from A, my deck, or B, my extra deck. So, for everybody who still asks, how is it that you could play a full extra deck in just about any deck? Waking the Dragon. And again, you're going to see these cards do not say they need to be special summoned or fusion summoned. If you want to see a card like that, go look at any one of the elemental heroes. But again, we use Blue Eyes because, again, he's the strongest in the game. Cyberblader has 3 amazing effects. And just in case you haven't, I haven't talked about him in a while. If it's 1v1, she can't be destroyed by battle. If it's 2v1, she gets her attack doubled. If it's 3v1, the opponent cannot activate card effects. Or their activated card effects cannot be, they're negated, whatever. Point is, she's very versatile, and she's going to go ahead and do a lot of jobs for us. Very similarly, Cyber End Dragon is going to be able to be the largest piercing monster in the game right now. So again, that could be just immediate game situation. Destiny and Dragoon being able to detonate an opponent's monster card. Now, I do want to explain the wording on this one, because this one gets a little weird. People are going to be like, but it says here, if fusion summon can only be done with the materials. Yes, you're right. The Waking the Dragon is a special summon, though, and since this does not say it has to be fusion summoned, it just says that when you do fusion summon it, you need to be using Plasma and Dogma. So you can skip the rest of that and go to the part where once per turn, you can destroy a monster that your opponent had if it was face up. You get to inflict damage to the opponent equal to the attack that it had on the field. And then you, of course, skip your battle phase that turn, which, again, is the reason why he's in here. It's that brilliant little bit of spot destruction while also doing a massive, what could be a massive amount of damage. He's potentially a game condition on his own. Ujamaa King with the ability to lock up the opponent's 3 monster zones, because this is, of course, Speed Duel, and you only get 3 zones. And then last but not least, TIs are strict, because that whole paragraph says he likes to take the opponent's monster and wear it as an equipped card and use it on the opponent while stopping all other monsters from attacking. So, again, lots of cool stuff here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if you have, consider supporting the channel in all the usual ways, guys. The likes, the comments, the subscribing, that's all wonderful. And seriously, we do try to read just about every comment. I have been noticing that the Studio app has not been giving me as many updates as it should be. So it goes. I mean, I'll contact YouTube about that, and it'll probably get worked out. And then, of course, if you guys want to help us buy more cards, more sleeves, so we can continue the channel without it affecting, the personal house budget, we will leave the link to the Buy Me a Coffee in the description below. But for now, you guys enjoy this. Take a day off. We will see you. Today was Tuesday. We're going to take Wednesday off. We'll be back Thursday. And I know that this one's going to be like a really fun deck, and I kind of want to get you guys hyped now. So I'm going to set one card on the table, and you guys let me know if you want to see that deck. Okay? But for now, I'll see you guys later. Peace.